Another amazing thing is that Lake Titicaca sits 14,000 feet on the top of the Andes Mountains, that it's brackish, seahorses live in it, and it has ruins of a human society at the bottom. As you see, Lake Titicaca is right here in Peru. Now you look, that's a brackish lake, seahorses live in it, and look how far that is away from the coast. That is 155 miles away from the coast, and it is but it's around 12 to 14,000 feet in the air. So basically, these are all mountains. These are all 14,000 foot mountains throughout this region here. And the water was able to come up and flood this area and leave this brackish lake behind, just like with Salt Lake in Utah. Being anywhere on this side of the Rockies is probably not a safe bet. When you look at Salt Lake is right there, and that water could just whoosh right in. If we were dealing with an axis shift in relation to a passing celestial body, what could we expect some of the outcomes to be? Possible scenarios of what could happen all really depend upon which side of the Earth the object is on when it comes up, or what side of the Earth is facing the object when it makes its journey from south to north. If America is facing the object, it's going to flip us 2,000 miles that way and put us where the pole is. If America is not facing the object, if the other side of the world is facing it, it's going to pull us down 2,000 miles towards the equator. Now that varies, if it's on here, it all really varies, depends upon where we are in retrospect to where the object is when it makes its journey north and flips that axis, depending on whichever way that the world is actually facing at the time. In the event of a global catastrophe, the second thing you will most definitely want to avoid are nuclear power facilities. Without electricity, these plants will melt down. They must have electricity going to the cooling towers all the time, or they melt down and send radioactive waste in a direction that the wind is blowing. Chemical plants and production facilities are another very potentially dangerous hazard. There are many nasty chemicals out there that can kill and maim with very small doses. Many of these plants may have ruptured tanks, leaking valves, or just downright be totally destroyed altogether. Paramilitary bunkers, elite holdups, and secured facilities should also be avoided at all costs. These facilities will be very heavily armed and guarded and have shoot-to-kill orders for trespassers. Stay away from large groups and unorganized mobs. The potential for disaster is much greater in a mob mentality, where everyone is acting on instinct instead of rational thought. In the event of a global catastrophe, drinking water may become very hard to find. I'm going to show you how to make a water filter out of things that you can find lying around. Alright, we're going to show you how to make a water filter for absolutely free. And it's a good water filter too. I think you'll be amazed. First, you'll notice we have a bottle. I'm using a 1 liter bottle here for demonstration, but you're going to want to use a 2 or 3 liter bottle, or a plastic milk jug, or a big high C container, something large. This is just for demonstration right now. This I've already cut off the bottom. I've cut little notches in this part so that the lid goes on easier. Okay, I've got a rock. Okay, I have some small pebbles. I have some medium-sized rocks. We've got sand, and we've got charcoal that I've already pre-broken up into little BB-sized pieces, and I'll tell you how to do that as I'm demonstrating the filter. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick that up off the floor. Take this, we're going to take our rock, put that down in there, like that. That's the blocker to keep everything from flowing through. We're going to take our medium-sized rocks here, and we're going to put a bunch of these medium-sized rocks, and they're like that. Okay, then next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a bunch of our pebble-sized rocks, we're going to put them down, as such. You notice a couple will drop out, but what will happen is that'll eventually totally stop. Okay, so now that we have that like that, what we're going to do is we're going to take our charcoal, and we're going to put that down in there like that. Okay. Tamp it down a little bit. Push it down in there, get it nice and tight. Nice and packed in there. Then you're going to want to take some more of these smaller rocks. Just put a thin layer on top of here, like that. This is where your sand comes in. Sand always goes on the top. Put your sand in there. As such. You want to leave a little space on top here for pouring your water into. Now, like I said, you're going to want to use a 2 or 3 liter bottle to do this, because you'll be able to filter more water and get the water much cleaner. This is just a quick demonstration to show you how well these filters work. So, we have a rock, some medium-sized rocks, small little pebbles, layer of charcoal, and a little layer of smaller rocks, and then sand on the top of that, as you can see here. And that's basically the construction of the water filter right there. Okay, now for the cool part of the demonstration. I've already run a glass of water through here to rinse the dust off of the charcoal. There's always going to be dust on it. You're going to want to run a glass through. If you're using a 2-3 liter bottle, you're going to want to run a couple glasses of water through until you see the water come out clear. Then you'll know you've rinsed all the carbon dust out of there. But anyway, you can see this water, very nasty, stagnant, floaters on the top, pretty nasty stuff. You wouldn't drink that in a million years. But once you put it through here, it's going to be a lot better. Now, how to make the carbon? What you want to do is you want to have a fire going, and you want to take a log out of the fire. Don't burn yourself, but you want to take a log out of the fire and basically splash some water on it. Now you don't want to douse the log. You just want to splash enough on it to put it out, and whatever's on it will evaporate into steam, and it'll dry out right away.